Welcome to this James the Bike Guy, where today we're taking a look at the brand new and finally here Trek FX1 Gen 4. We've been waiting a long time for Trek to bring the Gen 4 frame and upgrades to their least expensive FX1 disc. And in this video, we're going to go over the features and designs of this bike, find out what it weighs, do a little comparison to the old bike, and then ultimately decide, was it worth the wait? So go ahead, stick with me, and hit subscribe if you enjoy what you see. All right, ringing in this beautiful blue Trek FX1. Now, the Trek FX1, which is the least expensive in the FX series lineup. And Gen 4 means we've gotten a whole bunch of upgrades to the frame. But before we get into that, how would you use this? Well, the FX is their fitness series commuter bike, meaning this bike is really designed around getting your sweat on, getting out, going for a ride, and kind of being that one bike to take you wherever you want to go, as well as being a rugged and durable companion to help you get to work, to get to the grocery store, wherever you might need to go, and have the capabilities of running a rack on the back, having a cafe style lock mount there, and up front, even being able to run racks up front gives the bike lots of versatility. But they've also kind of crept in some gravel type uses as well, with especially large tire clearance and some 38mm tires we'll get to in a bit. But they do also have underneath the top tube mounts here to be able to run a frame bag, kind of extending the capability of this bike to be a bike you might take on a longer ride. Somebody could choose it as an inexpensive bikepacking bike, or maybe you're wanting to take this on a vacation and just have a rig to be able to go anywhere and do anything. That's sort of what the FX is all about. Now, Trek, of course, does sell their more upright and more comfortable Verve series, which gives up a little bit of the gusto and speed for a bit more upright comfort. And on the other side of the spectrum, they have their Dual Sport series, which is very much like an FX, but with a different frame, much wider tires, and capability to go a bit more off-road. Your FX series like this is really designed for pavement like it's on right now, some light dirt road or gravel roads, and really has the capability for potholed city streets too. Now, in the beginning, I was saying that we've been waiting for the Gen 4 version, and that's true. The Gen 4 of this bike came out on the FX2 and higher models in prior year. Now, Gen 4 features like internal cable routing down into the headset for a super clean look. You basically can't see any cables on the bike. It has this steel fork up front, which as you go up, if you're FX2, it's aluminum, FX3 and above, that fork is carbon, and they're doing that to help save some weight. This does get their through axle setup, which uses a traditional skewer, but locks it in like a through axle for a little bit easier wheel changes and less fussing with the disc brakes. And then as we go back, we get those additional mounts, which were not present on the prior generation frame. And this gold alpha aluminum frame has a lot more shaping and shaping and manipulation to the tube shapes, making for a really gorgeous frame that does ride a little bit better. Now, out back, we've got a cassette running through these 8 speeds, and it's being shifted by Shimano's Acera rear derailleur. So that then drives forward to a 2x crankset up front with a Shimano Tourney front derailleur shifting the high and low gear. And how that really goes about is on the handlebar, your right side is going to be the rear gears, the left side is your front gears. You see the 1 and 2. And so what you would essentially do is while you're riding, you would set up whether or not you want to be in 1 or 2. And so 2 would be for a harder gear, and so you push down on the thumb button, or index finger releases into the 1, which is a little more casual, or a climbing gear. And then on the right-hand side, we're going to go 1 through 8, lower number easier, higher number harder, just triggered here. And those 8 gears shift independently of the front gears. So you basically select high, low, and then you've got 8 levels of adjustment. And that's being mechanically done internally through the bike, comes out with the cable just underneath the bottom bracket to that rear derailleur to shift through your gears. Now, the other neat thing about this bike is these 700 by 35 millimeter wide tires. This is Bontrager's H2 Comp tire, which is a quintessential hybrid tire. So through the center, we've got nice and smooth center line. And then off to the side, we've got a little bit of siping and a little bit of tread. That's going to help if you've got, say, some sand or some dirt that you want to have some grip on, but it keeps the center nice and smooth, so it's going to roll super fast. The wheels, of course, are 700C, which is road bike size, so large wheel to help the bike kind of glide and roll along. And then it does have Schrader valves, which this is one of the only Trek FX bikes to come with a Schrader valve. I think the FX2 as well, which is the standard car tire style valve. So no special adapter needed to be able to fill this up. Now back to the handlebar. We do have an aluminum stem, a steel riser bar. You can kind of see the bar come up. And then the braking is operated with these two handles. Now on the FX1, the brakes are mechanical rather than the hydraulic that you get on FX2 and above, which means we've got a little less braking power than the hydraulic setups, but a bit more DIY adjustment if you wanted to be able to service your own bike. And so that's really the trick here, is at $749, Trek has brought forward that new frame, the new design around the internal cable routing, the additional manipulation to the tubing, the capability to carry more than the prior generation, and put it all together in the most inexpensive package they can do at $750. So I'm curious, as we grab the weight of this bike, let me know if you think that's a good move. And the actual weight of the Trek FX1 Gen 4 comes in and weighs 28.42 pounds, which is within spitting distance of the Gen 3, which I weighed in at 28.48 pounds. So new Gen 4 capabilities, I should say, over the Gen 3, with basically the exact same weight. Thanks for joining me to check out this 2025 Trek FX1 Disc Gen 4. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts about the Gen 4 variant down in the comment section below, and let me know if there was anything you would change on it. What would that be?